Hello everyone, welcome to Calm Community. My name is Lauren. I'm very grateful to have you here. I'm really happy to those of you who have left a comment and said that Calm Community has helped. That's the goal. I'm so grateful. Thank you very much. It's helping me a lot as well. So today's practice, we're going to be doing a little bit of movement. So get yourself somewhere where you have a little bit of space to move around. Doesn't have to be a huge amount of space, but just a little bit where you can kind of, get some movements happening. We're going to be doing some strange-ish movements, I guess. So please don't feel too weird. It's just you and me here. So let's go. Let's get started. So I want you to be sitting on your, what do you call these, your legs? I want you to be sitting on your legs if you can. If you need to like prop your butt up on a cushion, that's okay too. If this isn't comfortable for you, then sit cross-legged. But if you can sit like sort of, on your legs, that's ideal. So you're going to bring yourself to a seated position, and I want you to just move your hands just across your thighs, just moving them across the top of your legs, and just acknowledging how your body has carried you. This is something that we forget to do a lot. I think I have spent many years of my life like berating myself for having a body that panics and having a body that like feels anxious a lot more than I would want it to. But also the reality is that my body has carried me to some great places. It has, allowed me to love some really beautiful people, and it has led me here, which is not something to be sneezed at. Like, I feel grateful to be in the space that I'm in my life right now. Even if grateful is a feeling that you feel like you can't quite get to today, that's totally okay. But I just want you to acknowledge the fact that you are here in your body and your body has brought you here. And just see if you can just create a little connection out of that, a little, if not gratitude, just a little bit of like warmth maybe. And so on that note of warmth, I want you to create a little bit of warmth with your palms, just up and down your legs, just moving any like stuck energy. And then I want you to bring your palms up, just bring them together. Keep moving that warmth around in the palms of your hands, creating that energy. And I want you to think of this energy as your anxious energy. I want you to feel like you've got in the palm of your hands all the tension, all the panic, all the, I guess, pain that you've been through. And I just want you to feel that energy in your hands and just feel the heat of it and the static of it. And then I want you to slow down your hand movements. And then still feeling that warmth and still feeling that energy, we're going to push it out. So away from your body, you can bring it back in and then push it out away from your body. Bringing it back, push it out. And then what we're going to do is I want you to open your arms and I want you to push them a little bit back behind you if you can. And then as you bring them back forwards again, I want you to push your torso back. So kind of like with your torso, you're rocking back and forth. And with your hands, you're bringing them in front of your body as you push your torso away. And then bringing them out to the sides as you push your torso forward. So it should kind of look like you're sort of swimming a little bit, I guess. Like you're doing a little bit of freaky air breaststroke. And as Adrienne would say from Yoga with Adrienne, who I love, as she would say, I want you to catch a wave. So I want you to think about the wave-like nature of your anxiety and how it comes in waves. And I want you to sort of ride that wave forwards and back. Like you're swimming through all your anxious feelings and anxious thoughts. And you can add the breath to this. So breathing out as you bring your torso back and breathing in as you come forward. Just 3 more. Okay, now just hold it while you're leaning back for a moment. Then I want you to bring your arms up with an inhale over your head, stretch it out, and then bring your hands back in front of your chest. And I'd like you to place your hands over your heart area, heart space. Trying not to smush the mic. I just want you to take a deep breath in and let it go. I want you to notice your heart beating. Don't attach anything to it. Doesn't matter if it's beating a little bit fast. That was like a small bit of a workout then, so it's okay if your heart's beating a little bit faster than you'd like. It's just pumping blood around your body and oxygen, which is a great thing. Breathing in and out. And please acknowledge that you are always swimming the waves of not just your anxiety, but all the emotions in your life. And it can be really tempting to want to stand up against the waves and to try and fight them. But often that ends up not going the way we'd planned. And we can sometimes feel dunked by the wave and feel crushed and like we're drowning. I want you to remember that the point is to swim through these feelings, or as Claire Weeks would say, the point is to float through them. You want to submerge yourself in these feelings sometimes, and it's okay to explore your anxiety. It's okay to feel panicked and tense. It's okay to feel sad sometimes. It makes those feelings feel harder and stickier when we try to toughen ourselves up against them. So instead, how can you swim through those feelings? How can you float through them? How can you just immerse yourself in what's here, in the essence of who you are and the things that you feel? And how does that make your life richer, ultimately? I'm sorry if that was a lot. I'm sorry if that was a lot to begin with. All right, you can let your arms drop now. I'm going to sit my butt up on a cushion because I can no longer feel my ankles. All right. So your prompt for today, if you didn't already really figure it out, is that I want you to really consider where you might like to start floating and swimming through the feelings that you have. And whether that means that you start exploring them more, to go with the whole swimming metaphor, like maybe you're deep diving or snorkeling through those uncomfortable feelings. You can tell me to fuck off if those metaphors aren't great, but I really want you to inspect what's here. So maybe that means that you spend this week doing a lot of journaling and a lot of reflection and a lot of looking at the way you feel right now and how does that feel in your body? What are the thoughts that you have? What are the things you tell yourself every day? Like really inspect what's here and fully immerse yourself in it. Or maybe it just means that you just, every time you notice that you're feeling tense and anxious, maybe you just really bring that feeling of floating, that feeling of like being able to just sort of like move through those feelings. I think movement is something that is really helpful for me personally when it comes to anxiety, because as I always say, a lot of anxiety is that tension, it's that contraction, it's that closing off and that need to freeze and not make any kind of movement. And so for me, movement is the way that I physically move through anxiety. So often when I'm quite anxious, especially in the mornings, I'll take myself for like a power walk and I'll like get that adrenaline moving through my body. Yoga is also something that's really helpful to kind of like integrate anxiety in and then out. But just think about like that movement of like swimming through the anxiety and just let yourself just move through it as best as you can. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to get wet, or, you know, it doesn't mean that it's not going to be uncomfortable or that you're not going to come out from it feeling a little bit drowned. Like sometimes it's not always going to feel good. It's not always going to be like a pretty thing or a comfortable thing. But your job in this life is to move through it, not to freeze, not to run, not to hide, but just to move through it, to absorb what you need to absorb and just let go of what you need to let go of. So this Calm community might have been a lot. There was a lot here to take in, but I hope that you found it helpful, and I wish you the best as you swim through your week, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.